Hey guys, what's up? It's Matt here back for Just for Fun. Today I'm going to show you a deck I've been talking about for a long time but haven't recorded with yet. No, it's not this one if you've got a keen eye or you're a big fan, which probably only one or two people could say that. Um, you'll notice that I've recorded with this deck already. This is the Blue-Red Prowess deck in Standard that I'm pretty proud of. And if you remember correctly, I had mentioned that I based this deck off of a Pauper deck, and what I'm going to do is um, I'm going to show you that deck, and we're going to record some videos with it in Pauper, and I've ported the Pauper version to Modern also, so we're going to show you this deck in instead of Standard in Pauper and in Modern, and we'll show you how it works. Now, that said, the deck, if you remember correctly, plays a low number of lands, has blue and red lands, and has creatures that grow when you cast spells, such as Swift Spear and Jeskai Sage, etc. And it has plenty of things that pump your creatures or give them double strike, and that's how you're winning. You're looking to have a big turn. This is a big turn deck. It's aggro combo, I guess you could call it, and the style of this deck is very similar, I want to say, to the style of Affinity and Infect, in that the individual cards are not very powerful, but there's a lot of synergy, and you can be explosive and have a fast start and kind of kill your opponent out of nowhere. And if you remember correctly from the video set I did with the standard version, I one-shot killed someone with a Jeskai Sage. And how did I do that? Well, I cast double Titan Strength and then Battle Rage and gave it double strike, and that was enough to kill somebody from 20 in one hit with a 1/1. So the deck is explosive, deck is fast, deck is fun. The Pauper version is a little different, and here's how that deck looks. Now, it's a little more consistent and powerful than the standard version. Um, but it doesn't have, it's a little more threat light, so you have to play it a little differently. And Pauper is just a faster and more powerful format than standard, and so you gotta bring a little more to the table. Now, what the deck does here, what it gives up is untapped lands, right? All of your two-color fixing lands have to be tapped lands. So there's that. But what it has over standard clearly is card selection spells, which let you set up a kill a lot easier, and also just outright powerful spells. So Assault Strobe is 1 mana to give double strike. We've got a bunch of free spells in Probes. There's a Mutagenic and there's Metamorphose, and those are just free pump spells to activate your Kiln Fiend and your Nivix Cyclops. Now, this guy might not look in place in the deck. Some versions play Delver in this spot, which I never really liked because Delver doesn't have a chance of one-shotting your guy. I could try Jeskai Sage here, to be honest, considering making that swap. We'll see. But Soul Eater has an interesting ability to one-shot kill your opponent with only having double strike and no other cards. Because you can use your life to pump it, you can actually pay 18 life to make this a 10/1, and with double strike, it's just lethal. So I have one-shotted people with this guy, and it's pretty sweet. Now, there is a mono red version of the deck. My build is not quite right. I can't really find the exact list, but just to give you an idea of how that looks, it gives up the consistency of the card selection spells in order to be faster, because you're using Simian Spirit Guide to power out your Fiend or your Soul Eater on turn 1, let's say, and then turn 2 attack with Double Strike and kill your opponent, which is pretty cool. Also, there's Fire Blast in here as a free spell, Reckless Charge as a way to give your dude haste and more power. So it's kind of a fun version, but I don't think it's as good, and that my list is off. So I'm not even going to go into too much detail because I don't have quite the right list on there. Now, in Modern, how does the deck look? It looks very similar to the blue-red version, just a few slight changes. So in Modern, you don't have the good card selection spells. You just have like Serum Visions and Sleight of Hand, and those aren't worth playing in the deck. So instead, what we've done is we've just added more free spells and more protection spells. So a lot of people play Bolt in Modern, so Mutagenic becomes a counter spell, basically. It becomes a mental misstep, if you will, for Lightning Bolt. And we've added in a 4th Apostle's Blessing just to better protect our creatures from, say, Path to Exile, cheap removal spells. Our 3rd creature in this deck is actually Swift Spear, which we've borrowed from Standard because it's powerful enough to be a good fit in the deck. And then you got Cyclops and Kiln Fiend. Now, we are playing Spirit Guides in this deck, so it does actually have a turn 2 kill possible. It's not common, it's not consistently turn 2. It's much more likely to be turn 3 or 4, but the potential is there for it to be a broken deck, meaning it breaks the turn 4 standard of Modern, where it can actually kill faster. Now, what I mean by turn 2 kill is, let's say turn 1 you play Mountain, exile Spirit Guide, play Kiln Fiend. Turn 2 you Assault Strobe your Kiln Fiend, and you play 2 more spells of any kind. Your opponent is dead. So pretty sweet deck. Here, by the way, how Artful Dodge is good in the deck is not only does it get your guy through by making it unblockable, you can cast it twice, so it pumps twice. Distortion Strike, same kind of scenario. Great. In Modern, what else it opens us up to is untapped land, so we can play much better mana base, and Gut Shot, which is great for killing hierarchs, birds, or going to the face. If you have a Kiln Fiend that's getting through, this is 0 mana, deal 4 damage to your opponent, so it becomes like Fire Blast without sacking your stuff. Pretty sweet all around spell, fits in well. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on sideboards because, these kind of decks, it's really hard to sideboard because you don't want to disrupt your main objective, your main plan, by diluting the deck. It just kind of makes it worse. That said, I just threw a smattering of stuff together here. Not too much of this I'm going to play, but it's there. Smelt is good as a way to just kill an artifact real quick and pump your guy. But basically, I'm pretty lax on my sideboard planning for this stuff, because I don't want to. It just disrupts the deck too much. What a spell that might be a great fit for the deck would be, say, Pact of Negation. I would definitely consider fitting that in there somewhere. Against removal heavy decks, for example. Save your guy and pump it at the same time. Apostle's Blessing is the best spell in all of these decks because not only does it save your guy from a removal spell, but it also can make him unblockable at the same time, and it works against artifacts too. So very sweet card. It's just all around excellent. So I'm gonna try to play a few matches with each version of the deck, so you can see how it works. And I hope you have a good time. I will.